Hey everybody, Paperclip here again, playing more Sorcery, parts 1 and 2, Steve Jackson's. Where we are up here just past Bruitani, the town ran by children for the day, who chased us out of the town, and we just fought an assassin, kicked his ass, and made a new ally, so we're going to continue where we left off. Not much further. The Minimite size and slumps onto your shoulder. You continue along the path and around the side of a hill. A wooden hut is set into the slope with an old... Oh yeah, I already read this. We'll greet the woman. Greetings! Wow. Greetings, you call. The woman looks up at you and smiles. Come over here, won't you? She calls. I can barely see you. Approach the woman. Why not? It's probably a trap. Everything in this game's a trap. You approach the old woman. She smiles a toothless smile and gets up from the step. Come in, please, she beckons. I get so lonely living out here on my own, away from the villages. Go inside or stay outside. We have 9 stamina. Let's go inside. Thank you. You follow her inside and take a seat by a long wooden table. I'll bring us some tea, she says. She sounds almost nervous. Hurrying to her kitchen, she returns with 2 large cups. Watch it, Jan whispers in your ear. Watch it! I don't trust this one. Make conversation. The tea is still hot. You cup it in between your hands as you speak. Why do you live alone? It must be more dangerous. Oh, she smiles sweetly. No one bothers me. Why would they? You can't help but notice she has not answered the question. What's your name? They call me Gazamoon, she replies with a smile. I used to be quite well known in my way. You nod, but you have never heard of her. This is a beautiful place, you remark, watching the river outside the door plunging away over the cliff face. This is the top of the crystal waterfall, she says. The river runs right under my house. They say it carries all my goodness and youth away while I sleep, and the villagers bathe in it for luck. She giggles meanly. I'm sure it isn't quite true. You make to sip your tea when the old woman stops you, catching your arm before the cup reaches your lip. Oh, she says suddenly, I've forgotten the pot. She goes back to the kitchen to fetch it. Switch cups with her. While she's away from the table, you switch the 2 cups. Then when she returns, you lift the one closest to you and drink, and suddenly, a sudden deep pain grips your stomach and you double over. What's happening? You wince and cough as you find yourself seizing up. Ho, suspicious stranger, laughs the woman. I can count the travelers suspecting my witchcraft. Please release me. You try to shout out, but you are paralyzed and quite powerless. The old woman begins to search through your bag. Jan flirts about in some distress, unsure what to do. Then with a coo of delight, she pulls out the spellbook page you were given by the old man in my tree. My book, she cries. The missing page. Why didn't you tell me you had my missing spell? She scurries off into the kitchen and returns with a cup of liquid, which she pours into your half-open mouth while chuckling and stroking your head. It is an antidote, and you feel your body slowly unfreeze. Finally, she slaps you, bring you around. What is the spell, you ask? It is a spell of pest repulsion. You've no idea how useful it is around here, she shakes her head. 4 days ago, I was visited by a traveler such as yourself. But when I was away making my tea, as I always do, he started leafing through my book and tore out a page. He must have been a wizard of power, because he vanished almost too fast for me to curse him. What curse did you cast? Well, you saw him, she replies. I aged him. Didn't stop him escaping, though, she fusses with the page, repairing her spell book with some gentle magic. Shall I show you how useful the spell is? She says. What do you mean? Well, she makes a little gesture or something behind you. How can I put this? You're sure you don't want me to rid you of a pest, and you realize she's looking at Jan. I have no pests. No, she agrees with some disgust. You seem rather clean. She gets to her feet. You'd best be going. Jan hops onto your shoulder, whispering profuse thanks into your ear, and you leave. Go outside to the village. I knew she was going to be a fucking witch or something. God damn it. It is now late afternoon. You pass over the brow of the next hill, and below you is a village of Turapani, slung from one side of the valley to the next like a flood barrier. Observe it. Turapani is a village of the Sfin, an aggressive-looking race of man-orcs. You might expect their village to be rowdy, but it seems strangely quiet. Go into the town. Still, there is no way around it. You will have to go through. Into Turapani. You enter the village. There is a definite air of depression hanging over the place. The Sfins are going about their business slowly and miserably, and pay you no heed. You sit yourself down on a tree stump and in the very center of the village to consider your options. Make contact with the villagers. You spy a group of Sfins sitting outside a low hut, and you walk over and sit yourself down. They are discussing a friend, apparently killed in the night by an assassin's curved blade. Is that why you are all afraid? You ask. We are afraid of no thing. We afraid of no thing, retorts one. We afraid of no thing, retorts one of the Sfin furiously. But no, much worse. Another Sfin bangs his head down on the table. But with Esh dead, who saved Tai? Who was Esh? Our greatest. The Sfin who says this, bagging his chest with a fist and then coughs twice. Good Sfin. Tia is chief's daughter. The other Sfin says. Esh was to save her. Now Esh not alive, so Tia soon not alive. What happened to her? Goblins. They sacrifice. Sacrifice. He is unsure of the word, so mimes a gesture like a stabbing down with a knife blade. Yes, sacrifice to great cave demon. Trouble is, another says, our village die if chief line end. Tia is end, so if end ends, we end. All very sad. Very sad, they all agree. Who you? One asks suddenly, as if only just thinking of it. He prods you in the chest. Traveler. Traveler. A sly gleam enters the biggest one's eye. Great traveler? I do my best. Best is good. Make a tifa. He signals the others who are quickly on their feet, big hefty arms swinging for you. We take to chief. Before you can resist, they have you and are hauling your bodily onto their shoulders. Jan clings onto your shoulder, refusing to be shaken free. Wait to see what happens, why not? You hold your tongue and wait to see where they are taking you. Pass through the village. Several Sfins watch from doorways and windows, their faces silent and somber. A few mumble blessings or maybe curses as you pass. Then you reach a low hut on the edge of the village. You are set down carefully. Captured. Ah, that doesn't sound good. The door is slammed and locked. A moment later, it reopens and your possessions are thrown inside. I'm not sleeping. You pull your knees up to your chest and wait. Jan goes to sleep immediately. The long watches of the night pass slowly, and in the end, nothing happens and no one comes. Okay, so daybreak. Daybreak, you are still alone. An hour passes before you hear any noise outside, and then the door to the hut opens and 5 Sfins come in. They drag you roughly out and across the street to another hut where an old man with gray hair sits. He is wearing outlandish, colorful robes. My name Prosus, Chief. He slaps his chest twice. I apologize. Then he bows, brushing the dust on the floor with his sleeves. Apology accepted. The chief nods. He waves to a menial who brings him bread and milk. Let's eat it. I could use the stamina. Gratefully, you bolt down the meal. It does not seem to be poisoned and it nourishes you. The bowl is removed and the chief squats down in a pool of cloth. Jan cowers under your own cloak, hoping to go unnoticed. I have need of you and your strength. I will help if I can. The chief bows. I am grateful. My daughter, my child, she is taken, offered to a terrible demon below. Goblins. The chief spits at the word. Goblins! He shakes his head and tears well up in his eyes. We never friends, but we never enemies like this. I not understand their hate, why they care about demons in caves. The goblins are mining the old mines. They are hunting for the power of the crown of kings, but the mines are guarded by old demons. The chief nods. And they buy their skin with ours. He gets to his feet. Rescue daughter, and you will be great reward. He gestures to the other Sfins, who, still taking no chances, grab you by the arms and haul you to your feet. Alright, let's see how this goes. I should have just slept, because I'd probably have like 14 stamina right now. You are led along a short pathway through a forest to a crack in the ground. One Sven has brought a rope and another a basket. They are preparing to lower you down into the pit for the earth itself. You will pay me richly for this. The Svens nod. The chief replies, "We are poor, but we will try." Good. "Watch the darkness," he declares as they start to lower you down. From your shoulder, Jan murmurs, "We're in trouble now." "We're in trouble now," he shivers. I keep forgetting the voices, I'm sorry. You hit the floor with a thud and peer into darkness. Your eyes can make out nothing, but a slight breeze suggests endless space in all directions. You are blind, helpless, and trapped. Something clatters to your feet from above. One of the Sven shouts something down for you. Feel around on the ground. You crouch down and feel around your feet until your hands close on the base of something. You pick it up. It is a dry wood torch. Something else falls from above and strikes you on the head. "Tinderbox," calls the voice. Feel around for the tinderbox. Rubbing the bruise on your head, you reach down and find the tinderbox. Light the torch. You strike and light the torch. Blazes into flame. Below. You can see now you are in a large cavern, wide and deep. At the far end, passageways disappear to the left and right. Though an uneven rockfall at the far end of the cavern, you hear a murmur. Listen by the rocks. You clamber over the rocks at the edge of the cavern to investigate the sound. It is a whimpering coming from the other side of the pile of stones. The Sven girl, perhaps. She came in this way, but then the cave-in blocked off her path. You will have to find another way to reach her. We have been going right constantly, so we're going to go right. You turn right, creeping slowly forward. The passage rises up a gentle incline. At the top, a thick crystal seam glitters in the torchlight, and the tunnel ends in a T-junction. Let's look at the crystal. The seam seems to be made of pure diamond. It is no doubt in quest of that. It was no doubt in quest of this that these tunnels were carved, but why is no one mining here now? Let's dig out the crystal. You try to pry some diamonds loose from the incredible seam in the rock, but your sword is not up to the task, and you would only make it blunt. You could perhaps return with a proper pick, but only if you can escape these tunnels first. Let's keep going right. You take the right-hand tunnel. You walk down the passage for several minutes and then slip on some dirt, and the ground beneath your feet gives way. You plunge into a hidden pit and land on something soft. Look around. Not yet counting your luck, you look around, and sure enough, you are out of the frying pan and into the reptile den. You are in a pit of snakes. Should I use magic or should I pray to the ape? What magic do we have? Begin to ready a spell and Yang tugs your arm. You can't, he hisses. I told you, you can't do magic when I'm around. Oh, that's right, maybe I should have let her freaking get him. Pray to the spirit. You whisper a fervent prayer to the ape, your spirit. Does it hear you? The snakes are gathering around you, coming closer. And then they begin to climb the walls, holding themselves erect until they form a living ladder that stretches up the passage above. Climb it quickly. You steal your courage and climb back up the tunnel above. Back on firm ground, you give thanks to your spirit, but you are aware you will now not be helped again. You will not now be helped again. You are soon back by the crystal seam, where a side passage opens to the left. See, now we don't have right, so I guess we'll go left. You go left. Then you see a spoof of sunlight up ahead and rush forward to find yourself back beneath the crack in the ceiling through which you came. Turn back. You are soon back to the crystal seam, where the passage you are following splits. Well, right didn't work, so let's go left. Here the cave system widens. Pendulous stalactites hang from the ceiling as if about to fall and skewer you into place. You skirt between them, following a thin, safe path until a passageway appears on your right. Go right. You move through the opening in the right wall. After a few minutes, walk up a shallow incline, you begin to hear something in the distance, a low rumbling. Wait and see. You wait and see what happens. The rumbling gets louder and then your hair stands on end as you see a large rounded boulder rolling swiftly down the passage toward you. The rock is almost a perfect fit for the tunnel and its speed is increasing as you dither. I can't pray to the spirit. You will not let your journey end here. Oh God. Oh God. Are we gonna die here? Oh god, running for it sounds bad. Find a gap. Look quickly for a gap in tunnel wall into which to press your body. There is one. You dive for it, but it is a few inches too shallow. What's my fate? You've been crushed and ground into powder. Your adventure is at an end. God damn it. I'll rewind. Yes. You can see now you are in a large cavern winding deep. At the far end, passageways just appear to the left and right. Through an uneventful rock fall at the end of the far cavern, you hear a murmur. We know this, so let's just do it. Listen by the rocks. We'll go left. The passageway slopes down into a two stones are stacked up on top of one another against the wall here. I don't remember this. There's nothing special about the two stones except that they have to be one on top of the other. We'll go left instead of right. You take the left passage. The tunnel twists and bends sharply as if carved by a river now long since dried away. You lose all sense of which way is which, except to keep going forward where the tunnel splits. There is a stacked pair of stones here as well. Go right? You turn right. The cave floor here is an inch deep in water, dripping from an arched ceiling from above. The droplets that land on you are ice cold and run like sharpened claws down your back. I don't like this, Jan mutters. I don't like this, Jan mutters. Water plays havoc with my wings. A few strides further on, the passage you are following finishes at another fork. A single stone sits by the wall. No, don't turn back. We'll go right again. You take the right-handed tunnel. The rock in the wall of passage turns from natural stone to something carved and shaped by ancient hands. There is an occasional mark of lettering, now half rubbed away by time, spelling some message of doom. Then the passage ends, quite abruptly, in a sealed door. Let's open it. You push open the door slowly, then a catch clicks, and some ominous rumblings start. Behind you, a wall is rising from the stone floor to seal off your escape. Jan squeals in alarm. What have you done? Go into the room. You push forward into the room unturbed, only to be met with an appalling sight. There is hundreds of gallons of water gushing towards you. You are swept off the ground as the room and corridor fill. You are sure to drown. I can't use magic because of the stupid Jan. You utter a rapid prayer to the ape, your spirit, and the water level rises. For a desperate moment, you think your guide has deserted you, but then a bubble of air forms around your head like a protective helmet. You thrash in the water, but are still able to breathe. Swim forward, why not? You begin to swim through in the turbulent water. It's impossible to tell which way is forward and which way is back, but in the end it does not matter. The trap is designed to reset, and the water quickly begins to drain away to some underground reservoir. You are gently lowered back to the floor, and the ceiling wall disappears. Shaking yourself dry and thanking your spirit once again, you turn back to head to the last junction. Only then do you notice that Jan has not been so lucky. He has been whisked away by the flood water, and you are now alone. You return to the flooded chamber where the side passage opens to the left. I feel bad, but I can at least do magic now. We're just going to go straight. You push on. The going is suddenly more difficult, and you realize that the tunnel is climbing a quite sharp gradient. Little stones rattle and roll away downwards into the dark. At the highest point, a passageway appears on your left. As you enter, two stones roll away down the slope. Go left. You slip through an opening in the left wall. The path twists and bends and jackknifes, and then a crack splits the wall on the right. Another pair of stones are stacked in one corner. Go straight. You creep forwards through the dark. You splash through water which drips from the ceiling, making your torch hiss and spit. Ahead, the path you are creeping through forks again. There is a stone here. How many turns are there gonna be in this freaking cave system? Like, what the hell? Go right. You move through the opening in the right wall. You find yourself once more outside the sealed door that previously tried to drown you. You won't make that mistake twice. You turn back. You return to the flooded chamber where a crawl space gapes on your left. Fine, go left. Past twist, bend, blah 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 blah. Go left. You take the left passage. This ground seems to dip at its lowest point. A passageway yawns on your right. A pair of stones sit on top of each other by one wall. Go right. You go right. Then you see a spot of sunlight up ahead and rush forward to find yourself back beneath the crack in the ceiling through which you came. Oh, this is getting annoying. Go straight. You move onwards along the tunnel further on into darkness. The passage rises up a gentle incline atop a thick crystal seam, glitters in the torchlight, and the winding seam reaches a split. We're going to go left. You squeeze into the gap in the left wall. Here, the cave system widens. Pendulous stalactites hang from the ceiling as if about to fall on you and skewer you in place. You skirt between them, following a thin, safe path until a crack opens on the right. Go straight. You edge further. The tunnel drops down. You've been here before. Then a crawl space appears on your left. A couple of stones are piled up near the wall. We'll go left. So you are back in the spotlight below. Oh my god. Go straight. Go left. Go straight. Go left. Let's turn back. We'll go right instead. Chamber of stalactites. You see your own footsteps in the dust, and then the path turns and cracks beneath a gentle wind on the left. Let's go straight. The glitter of the thick crystal seam reaches you again, and a crawl space yawns on your right. Go straight. You walk down the passage for 7 minutes and slip on some dirt, and the ground beneath your feet gives way. You plunge into a hidden pit and land on something soft. Look around. It's the reptiles. Use magic. Control non-intelligent creatures. Can't do that. Hover in air. That would be nice to do, but I can't. We're gonna do law. Cast a spell and feel the snakes come under your command. Order them to help. You command the snakes to approach. They slither nearer and nearer, and then they begin to climb the walls, holding the stumps erect until they form a living ladder that stretches up the passage above. Climb it quickly. You steal your courage and climb quickly back up to the tunnel above. Back on firm ground, you watch as the spell leaves the snakes and they tumble, snapping, hissing, and hungry, back to the cave floor. You are soon back in the crystal seam where a passage opens on the left. Go left. Back again beneath the opening on the ceiling. Turn back. We'll go left. We'll go right. Turn and run. Turn and run, but not fast enough. The rumbling gets louder and louder until you look over your shoulder and see an enormous boulder rolling speedily down the tunnel towards you. Pray to my spirit. You feel no presence near. Of course, you have called on such help already and will not assist you again. You're on your own with barely seconds to escape. Use magic. You ready a spell. Cast a spell. God, this is annoying. Well, floating in air isn't going to really help me too much. Create an invisible wall. That sounds like it'll work. You cast your spell just in time as a great boulder hits your invisible wall with considerable force, causing the whole cave to shake and shudder. Then the boulder holds in place like a pawing horse. But your spell will not last long, so you better move. Go left. You squeeze into the opening on the left wall, the crystal seam, and a crack splits in the wall. Go straight. You're soon back at the crystal seam. Go left. Back in the opening. Go straight. Go left. Take the left, twist, bends, jackknifes. Blah, 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 blah. Go left again. And you reach another split. We'll go right this time. You're back in the thinly flooded chamber. Up ahead, a side passage beneath the gentle wind on the right. We'll go right. Past twist, bends, jackknifes. Past way yawns on the left. Two stones are piled up on the wall. We'll go straight. Rise it up until a high point where... Okay, this is different. No, it's not. You have definitely been this way before. Go left. The cave walls crushing close as though the rock is squeezing you to death. Your shoulders rub against the walls when you feel certain you can go no further. The path you are creeping through ends in yet another T-junction. A pair of stones rest on top of each other one by one on the wall. You turn right. Moving down the tunnel, your foot suddenly meets the air. In front of you is a deep pit from which rises hissing snakes. You squeeze back into the narrow cave where a crack opens on the left. Those stones are still against the wall here. Go straight. You follow the passage when you hear an echo of whimpering coming up the corridor. Your torchlight falls across a frail shape. Hiding in the shadows is the young Sven girl. stacking stones into hundreds of little towers. Look for traps. You run the torchlight along the walls of the cavern, no switches or triggers that you can see. The girl watches you with silent fear, and then the torchlight falls on a deep scratch in the rock, a claw mark. Suddenly there is a loud roaring from the mouth of the short cavern. The walls begin to shake and crumble. The sphin stone towers topple and scatter. To one side, a gap in the rumble begins to open, letting you through a mean shaft of light. But before you can head for it, the roaring sound is joined by a scream from the sphin girl. You turn slowly and peer into the gloom back along the tunnel. Is there something moving? Something coming closer. Perhaps the roaring is the wind rushing through the tunnels. No decision is permanent. Something is coming. You hear the scrambling sound of claws on rock, and the exit from the tunnel is blocked by a dark and looming shape, a manticore. Huge, terrible. It stands between you and the light and howls in bloody rage. Use magic. You check to see the stars to find what spells are available to you. Create a force field. Summon darkness. That sounds like a good one. You cast a spell and the narrow rock walls seem to gush with thick black smoke. The sphin girl gasps at the manticore as the manticore disappears out of sight. You hear the creature blundering in darkness, a mere arm's length away. You have slowed it down. If you draw your sword now, you will have an advantage, or you have gained yourself more time for further sorcery. Dude, I only have 4 stamina. I gotta cast another spell. I figured I'd be able to escape with that. Damn. Create quicksand, requires sand. Summon a goblin, requires a goblin's tooth. Can I... what other ones do I have? Summon a giant. We'll summon a giant. You drop the giant's tooth onto the floor and quickly cast your spell. A cloud of smoke gathers around the tooth as it clears. A large giant looms through the darkness of your fog spell. Head stooped by the cavern roof. He is armed with the spike club and sets about the manticore with loud, crashing blows. Stay back. You stay back, desperate to avoid the deadly flinging tail. The fighting is titanic, with the giant's incredible strength and the manticore blinded by the effects of your spell. For a moment you think this is the end. The giant lands a colossal blow, but then with 2 accurate flicks of its sting, the manticore catches the giant first in the side and then in the head. Your champion falls and hits the rock floor with an enormous crash. A moment later, he is nothing but a puff of smoke. The manticore roars through the darkness, making the walls of the chamber shake, but listening closer, you can hear a note of fear in its too human voice. It is still a beast of ferocious strength, but you have weakened it. You will have to make this next and final spell matter, or take it to task with your sword. Alright, well, let's see what we got. I thought the giant one was a pretty good one to do. No, no, I didn't mean to do something which you have not got is needed for the spell. The creature sees your confusion and pounces. Huge weight lands you, pinning you to the earth. Its claws tears you. Blah, blah, blah. What is my fate? Dude, I clicked enter by accident. Oh, god damn it. Enter the lair of the manticore again. Use I'm gonna do the exact same thing so we can see what happens. Alright, we're here. We have the manticore. Blah blah blah. F-O-G. Cast it. Okay, there's that. No! No! We're gonna die. We're gonna die right here because I just screwed that up. There we go, we're dead. I don't want to fight him with a sword. Use magic. I'll have to be careful not to click so freaking fast this time. F-O-G. Cast. We know what happens. Cast another spell. I'm gonna do the giant again. Yob. Summon a giant. We'll do that. Stay back. Cast a spell. Alright, this time create lightning. We could depress him. That seems funny. We could clone ourselves. Should we depress the creature? Let's try it. Let's try it. No, no, I wanted... Cast Depression. You cast a spell hoping to reduce the Manticore's will, but although the enchantment binds, nothing seems to happen. That's when you realize Manticore is already a creature of hatred, self-loathing, and despair. You have done nothing but boost the anger and rage in its vile heart and made it even more dangerous. Well, we're dead. Wow. This is a pain, trying to fight this Manticore. Cast a spell. Seems like Fog and a Giant's a good start. Cast another spell. Yob. Cast another spell. Well, we know depression doesn't work. We could do 6 and clone ourselves. I'm assuming that's an intelligent creature. We can't teleport. We could do lightning. Let's try and clone ourselves. You cast a spell, and as you lower your hand, this Finn girl gasps. 3 identical figures have stepped out from behind you to the left and 2 more to the right, each making the same magical gesture. The Manticore opens its spickle-flecked jaws and howls at all 6 of you. Then it pauses and sniffs the air. Of course, your clones have no scent. However, you still have 6 times the attack power, and the monster will be forced to move slowly to ensure it hits its target. You draw your sword and close on the beast, eyes focused tightly on the terrible sting. Its breath through the magical darkness is like the sound of the hell's fire. You have caused it a serious hurt already. Oh wow. Well, that was quick. Dude, this is starting to get annoying. Use the magic, cast the spell. I feel like I have to do the fog and then the giant. So this is gonna be a long one because I'm gonna keep doing this until this freaking works. I said I wasn't gonna rewind, but I'm almost done, I feel. At least part 1. So I feel like I need to keep with this. Stay back. There we go. Cast another spell. I guess we'll try lightning. Summoning all your concentration, you weave the spell, creating a lightning bolt that bristles in your palm until you fling it towards the creature. It strikes the Manticore full in the face, its mane catching the light. Crackles of energy streak across its back to the tail, which turns black and explodes in a fountain of mucus and shell. The Sphin Girl shields her head, and so do you, but nothing can protect your ears from the dying screams of the cave demon. It is shouting loud enough to bring the walls down, cursing in a guttural human tongue. I have 1 stamina. I want to run for it. Quickly, you sweep the Sphin Girl and run for the gap in the wall, where the fallen rocks have revealed a gleam of sunshine. Behind you, the Manticore is thrashing in pain and rage. You leap to avoid a slash of its claws, clamber through the wall, and stand in the poof of sunlight in the first cavern. The hell out of here. You wave the torch, hoping to attract attention. Tell the girl to call up. Girl, call to your father. The Sphin Child nods mutely, then bawls at the top of her lungs. Francis, I'm here! Then something drops down, a rope with a basket on the end. Get in together, the chief called from above. We'll pull you both up. Send the girl up first. You lift the girl into the basket and call up, haul away! The Sphinx give a great cry and begin to pull, and the basket starts to slowly rise, spinning as it goes. The girl waves to you as she disappears in the sunlight, then she is gone. A minute passes, nothing. Call up. Throw down the rope! Nothing. The tunnel echoes very slightly, a noise from the depths. Perhaps the Manticore was not alone. Start to climb. They have abandoned you, left you to your fate. Disagreeable creatures, their promises of gifts and rewards were all hollow. Setting down the torch, you begin to try and scale the rocky walls. It is long to climb and you are tired. You cannot expect to make it, but you have no choice. But then a shadow falls across the entrance. Are they sealing it up? No. Something falls. The rope and the basket. You clamber quickly in and they haul you up. Above ground, the chief helps you out onto the grass. His daughter is with him, clutching his hand. My daughter tells us you fight bravely, he says. For that I grateful. I invite you with us back to Orapani. Will you come? Yeah, I'm almost dead, so if you give me food and rest, I would greatly appreciate that. Yeah! 20 out of 20 stamina. A little generosity cannot hurt you. You nod. I will come. As you enter the village, it erupts into celebration. You are given a place to stay and recuperate from your long journey. A visit to the healing priest treats your wounds, and when you emerge, it is to find the village before so somber and silent, now in full life. Flowers are tied to every rooftop, and bands of Sphinx are playing music on long, strangely shaped lyres. You are whisked away into the dance by Proclus' daughter before the chief can welcome you to the feast. The night is glorious. That night you sleep heavily and rise the next morning to continue your journey. The chief meets you before you go. My good friend, he declares, you have saved us. He presses 2 gifts into your hands. A pouch of 10 gold pieces, a fortune for a place like this, and a key. This opens the south city gate of Kare, he tells you. I hope it is use. You perform one last transaction before you go, exchanging your emerald for 12 more gold pieces with the chief. It is a much safer way to carry valuables, as you can stash them around your body, in your boots, and under your belt. Then it is time to leave. Time to go. You take your leave. The path winds away from Torapani, and soon you are on a downward slope away from the Shamutanti hills, through steep rice fields. As you walk, you feel for the first time the loneliness of this path ahead. Though Kare is a busy city, it is cruel, and beyond Kare there is nothing but the vicious wasteland. You will have no one to trust in the days ahead. Walk on. For a brief moment up the hills above the path, you fancy you see a figure stealing its way along by some high and secret route. A figure all in black, but when you shade your eyes against the sun, whatever was there has disappeared. In the distance rises the wall of a great city, the first true stonework you have seen since the ruins of the giant city in the hills. Alright guys, and that's where I'm going to call this an episode. Next time we will go to Kare with full freaking stamina. That is awesome. It's the first time we've had full stamina since like that first city we came across. We now have 25 gold. It is a good day. I'm glad I helped them out. I'm glad I ran the freak away from that Manticore, and I'm sorry I had like 15 rewinds and like a 15-minute longer episode than I wanted. But until next time, thank you guys for watching. I hope to catch you in the next episode, and bye-bye.